So avoiding gluten doesn't have to mean skipping out on all grains. So joining us to share some more about gluten-free grains is Leslie Cerier, a chef and educator, also the Organic Gourmet. It's good to see you again.
Oh, likewise. Great to be here.
All of these grains can be a great substitute for, those things like the whole flour pasta and all that, because at the end of the day, grains, while they're pretty tasty, they're kind of just a vessel for other good tastes and flavors.
In fact, they're also a neutral backdrop, so you can think of yourself as the artist in the kitchen.
Yeah?
And then, you can use different greens, orange, red vegetables. You can make a celebration of the earth's bounty.
Well, and the other thing I love too is the colors of these. Yeah, you're right. You can become not only a culinary artist, but a visual artist too when you're making these foods. And these are also not just baseless. They have a lot of nutritional properties.
Absolutely. These are full of fiber. In fact, 4 of these gluten-free grains are complete proteins. It's unusual for grains to be complete proteins. So right here is amaranth and buckwheat. This one's a kasha, so that's a roasted buckwheat. Oats, rolled oats. Most people know oats.
Now let's start with these two. What might you use these in recipes with?
Okay, well, amaranth I actually had this morning with oatmeal, and I made a beautiful porridge. I had it with raisins and dates and goji berries and cinnamon and coconut. I had a party in my bowl.
Now, when you're making this party in your bowl, do you put both of them together with the boiling water, or does this have specific cooking instructions?
These are very quick cooking, another great plus of gluten-free grains. Many of them are about 15 minutes from start to finish. So sometimes I'll even add some teff. So the thing that I love about this is you can be creative and playful and never have the same porridge twice, unless you want to.
That's true, and eventually maybe you'll find what you like and then make that your porridge of choice, but at the end of the day, it's so much healthier than just using oats, for example.
Absolutely, and nothing wrong with just using oats.
No, it's still good. It's still good, but it could be a little better. Now, let's talk about this teff. This is something that you love and that I hadn't heard of before.
Yeah, well, teff is an ancient grain. Many of these are. This one is super high in iron. So the Ethiopian runners, it's originally from Ethiopia, now being grown in Idaho, they swear by that for marathons. And so for us modern people who are constantly running a marathon with our days,
it's true.
And also women or anyone who needs more iron, a cup of teff is equal to the USRDA. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
80%.
Really?
Yeah. 32% calcium. It's got protein equal to an egg.
It's like taking a whole vitamin pill.
Exactly. Exactly.
Not too
and
shabby.
It's not a complete protein, and the best thing that I love about it, it's got a slightly chocolatey flavor.
Oh, that's good. That was going to be my next question, because a lot of grains, like, pasta in and of itself doesn't really have a big taste to it. You know what I mean? But some of these grains, as we were saying with chocolate, do have taste.
Absolutely. And you can also mix and match these grains with spices. You can cook them with nuts and seeds. So, for instance, teff again is originally from Africa, so I love cooking it with various different African spices.
And where do you want to go next on our tour of grain? There's so many options.
There are lots of options.
Is this millet?
This is millet, and the reason I put it in the same trio here is millet. These are corn grits and teff. They're very quick cooking, so you can also cook them together. So other thing is you can cook just one grain, or you can cook 2, or you can cook 3, and because these take about 15 minutes, they'll all be ready at the same time, and they're cuttable when they're cool. So if I cook these and I want to make a loaf or a polenta, you can interchange those, and then you can cut them, and that way you can slice them, have a beautiful mosaic pattern with the various different vegetables in there.
It really is like creating art.
It is. It is.
Now let's go to the rices over here, because these are some wild colors of rice, and they have so much more nutritional value than just white rice.
Exactly, exactly. I brought a few. Here's wild rice, which many people know for Thanksgiving, kind of a chewy texture. This is a Madagascan pink rice, a forbidden rice, which is black, as you can see. And the legend with that one from China is that the emperor forbid the peasants from eating it because it's for longevity. He wanted it all for him.
Now, is that true? Maybe, do you think that black rice adds to longevity? Who's to know? Yeah, exactly. We'll find out later. In 50 or 60 years. Now, this last one right here is?
That's a Bhutanese red rice. So usually when grains are kind of a reddish, dark, black color, they're also high in iron. So that's always a plus.
And these give you more nutrients than the regular rice, is that right?
Yes, these are loaded with vitamins and minerals and also fiber. So when you're having white rice, you're missing your fiber. When you're having these rices, for instance, you're also getting interesting flavors. As well as colors, again, the artist in the kitchen. And you can cook these rices with a variety of different cooking liquids.
And you know what's nice, Leslie? It seems like you can't make mistakes. As long as you're using different grains and cooking them properly, you're going to get a great taste, but you're also going to get a medley of nutrients.
Absolutely, absolutely. And fun. I mean, for me, like again, going back to cooking liquids, you can do water, you can do vegetable stock, a little coconut milk, or a little bit of wine. So you can mix and match all of that and never make the same dish twice unless you want to.
Exactly, because you'll find out what you love. So if you're diabetic or if you have celiac, all of these are right up your alley, Leslie.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving us a little Grains 101 lesson. I feel much more educated now. Hey.